What's up, y'all? Today we are here. Today is the day that we start talking about One More Chance Season 2. The premiere is here. We're about to talk about that. If you are new here, go ahead and thumbs up this video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about me, what you think about the show, what you're excited about. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, because this is what we got coming for the rest of the season. I'm excited. I hope you are. If you are watching this, I hope you're excited to go on this journey with me. And speaking of that, I have been doing like reviews for my shows. I've just been recording it as I go and then just putting it out. This past week, I was reviewing the challenge and I went ahead and did a live. So I really liked doing that because you got to see my live reactions as it happens. So instead of me just basically sitting here just recapping what I saw, you get to see how I react to it in the moment. And also you can basically write in and tell me what your thoughts are, and we can kind of interact as we're watching the show together. So if that is something that you would want to see me do with this show, let me know. Drop that down below. And we can do that. So we'll see. If y'all drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about it, by next episode we can see where we're going to go with it. But I'm really excited about this show. This show is probably the best show that Zeus has, if you ask me. The first season was lit. I watched the first season. I was all through Twitter talking my trash and just laughing with the show and laughing with the fans. So I'm excited about this. Like I said, drop a comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on. Let me know what you think about the show, what you think about me, and what you want to do with the reactions, or with the reviews. So if you want to do those lives, let me know. And we're about to get into this, so go ahead and subscribe, and let's go. Alright, y'all, so we in this thing. So we get a recap of season 1 to start off the show, and like I said, season one was so good. Like it was giving me everything that I wanted to see in reality TV, and it was very much like reminiscent of Flavor of Love, I Love New York, like all those times. Like that's when reality TV was in its prime. Like I'm 26, so I got to see that stuff when I was like 13, 14 years old. So that was prime time TV. Like that was good reality TV. It was real. Like it was real. And season 1 gave me that. Like, so we got the recap of that. And Chance goes, for the first scene, he's basically going to see Yummy. And he starts out saying like he's starting to look for love again. He wants to get back in the saddle. He got a bigger house. He got a larger amount of girls. So he's trying to go bigger with the season 2, but he said he got to go finish some unsettled business with Yummy because he knows she's pregnant. So then he pulls up to Yummy's house. And when he pulls up to Yummy's house, first of all, her house is nice. I'm trying to figure out where Yummy getting this money from, because I know it ain't them Zeus checks. I know a Zeus check might be alright. It might be a little nice, but I know it's not enough to get you a house like that out in LA. So who knows what she's doing? Maybe them OnlyFans checks is doing what they need to do. But first of all, with her being pregnant, who do y'all think is the dad? I think it's Trey Songz. I mean, if you follow social media, you've seen them fooling around at the time when she wasn't pregnant. But as we find out later on, as I get to that now, they sit down and she's excited to see him. He's excited to see her. And when I say excited, not in a way that's like, ooh, they jumping up and down to see each other. It's just like, okay, so I ain't seen you in a minute, and I ain't seen you in a minute, and now you see that I'm pregnant, and I see that you now pregnant, and I'm trying to figure out, maybe is this my child? Is it not? And she's very well along in her pregnancy. So she looks like she's about to give birth any moment now. But they sit down in her house, and like I said, her house is nice. Like, it's really nice. Especially for somebody who's 20. I think she's 21, and she might be 22 now. But she's doing well for herself. I give her that. She's doing well for herself at that age. But they sit down, and they're just basically hashing stuff out, talking about how they missed each other, and he's basically saying like she played him, and she's swearing up and down she did, and she swears she had feelings for him, and yada, yada, yada. I didn't feel like she was really trying to be with him like that. From last season. Like last season, I could tell out of her and Yodela, when they was having a little back and forth at that the final, when they were sitting out eating dinner, Yodela was calling her, she was calling her out, saying she a homie hopper. Like, And from what I know, I've seen, she been out here in these cities, like where I'm from, like Charlotte. I've seen Yummy out here, and I've heard of Yummy out here. Like my cousin even knows who Yummy is, but I know how she moves, so it's just interesting. But he's basically saying like he feel like she played him, and she's telling him like, nah, like I had feelings for you, I had real love for you, and she basically tells him that this baby ain't his, and he's like, well, we was fooling around at one point, and she was like, yeah, we was fooling around at one point, but she was having sex with somebody else, and they weren't having sex at the moment that she got pregnant. So he then asked her, were you pregnant when you came to the reunion? And she was like, yeah, like I was. So then that kind of ends what suspicion that they had. But then he tells her that he's starting to do season 2 again, and he's looking for love, and she's like, it ain't gonna work. Like she flat out, straight out the gate said it ain't gonna work. And he's like, how you know? Like, and she's basically like, so how do you know it is gonna work? Like, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to see. I got a batch of girls I feel like could potentially be what I want. And we about to get into it. So, but it's about to be real interesting. We get the next scene. In the next scene, we got Chance with his brother Micah. And he's basically telling him like, hey, I just went to go see Yummy. She's pregnant. And Micah's like, what? Like, first of all, he's like, why are you going to go see her in the first place? And then finding out that she's pregnant, he's like, immediately, like, is it yours? Hopefully it ain't yours. And you don't want it to be his. And Chance is like, nah, it's not mine. But he tells him like, just thinking about last season, thinking about how that went, I'm still trying to find me some love. Like, considering how he had all those characters in there last season, he's like, okay, I need to find a group of girls that's really going to be here for me and not here for the drama and whatnot. So Mike is like, okay, well, I got to be with you because, I mean, I'm your brother. Like, if anybody knows you, it's me. And he's like, basically saying like, if you can't find love this time, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you might not be able to find it because, like, this is like your 5th chance at trying to get some love, like, because he did that with I Love New York. I was going to say on I Love Money, but he wasn't trying to be with nobody on I Love Money. And then we got this Chance show. Was he on a Real Chance of Love? I forgot about that. They had like 2 seasons of that too. So yeah, Chance has been on some, he been on a love journey for over a decade because I Love Money and I Love New York was like 2007, 2008. And here we are going into 2022. So some shit ain't working. But, they excited, so they about to go ahead and bring the girls on in. So we about to see what we got working with y'all. This show, I'm just so excited this show's back because it gives you what you want from a reality show. So we get to meet the girls. The girls are standing outside the house waiting on Chance. Chance and Micah pull up on their horses, and they all screaming and whatnot. And Chance is like, shut that shit up. Like, you scaring the horses. And basically trying to get them to calm it down. So he gets up there in front of them. And we start to meet a couple of the girls. First one that just really stood out to me was Gabriella. She's beautiful. And she said it. She knows she's beautiful. She like, I'm looking at all these girls and I'm clearly the baddest one here. She definitely one of the baddest ones there, if you ask me. She's beautiful. And then we meet Dominique. I like Dominique. I liked what I saw from her. She immediately was like, you tell she's sizing up the girls. She's looking at the girls like, okay, so this one's not here for you. This one's just trying to get fucked and sucked. And this one's right here just trying to be on TV. Well, now she's just sizing them all up. And I think she's going to be one of the interesting ones. I think she's going to be the ones that I like to watch because I feel like she's going to be narrating. She's going to be calling the shit for what it is. And I'm excited for that. And then we meet Sonia and Miko. Sonia is the mother and Miko is the daughter. And the mama seems very interested in competing with her daughter for this man. So she basically saying she thinks that she's got a chance. And when I'm saying she, I'm talking about the daughter. She's thinking that she got a chance with Chance. And Mama's saying, hell no, like he wants me because I'm 50. I think she said she's like 57, 58. She said, I'm 57, 58. Why would he not want me? I can think of a lot of reasons as to why he might not want you. But this is going to be interesting. And then we meet Tokyo. Tokyo, she's another one that I thought was really interesting. She was funny to me. She just had a very vibrant, very real personality. She's funny. She's got her hair in like Japanese style, and her name is Tokyo, so it's fitting. And then Micah ends up calling one of the women who is dressed in like, he called her a little leaguer. She looked like she's literally about to go out there and play some t-ball. Like, she is dressed as a baseball player, and he called her Jonah Hill, and it was very, very, I'm watching the Emmys too, yo, they all look good out there. But he called her Jonah Hill. She looked like Jonah Hill. She really did. It was very accurate. So then we meet B-Bets. We meet the girls that put the show on the map, Yodela, and we meet Rollie Pollie. Yoda was excited to be back. She's like, yeah, I'm back now because, I mean, he basically had me at the end and he failed the first time, so I'm going to give him a chance to get back with me now. I came here initially to get a chance with him, but he going to get a chance with me this time. And then this nigga calls Rollie Pollie yummy. So he still got yummy on his mind. And Rollie Pollie like, hold up, wait a minute. And then Michael's like, he only called you yummy because you looking yummy. She do look good. Both of them, Rollie Pollie and Yodela, look good. And first of all, speaking of looking good, like the production. The green screens, when they do their face-to-face, camera-to-camera interviews, they looking nice and sharp, and production's stepping up with this season. So I'm excited. It's looking good. And then we get this girl, Rosie. Rosie basically wants Rollie Pollie and Yodela out. She like, y'all was here last season. He clearly didn't want y'all then, so why would he want you now? They here for a reason. They here for a reason, and the reason I want them back. And they got unfinished business too, so I'm ready to see how I'm ready to see how Yodela and Rollie Pollie are gonna end up through the show. Are they gonna squash their beef and be Ace Boon Coons running this thing, or are they gonna be still at each other's necks? So that's interesting, and that's what I'm ready to see. But he basically tells him, like, y'all been standing out here for a while. I've been waiting to get inside this house. Y'all ready to get in this house? And they start running into the house. So we're going to see what drama might unfold. All right, so they all start walking into the house. And as y'all see, I got my ball bag. That's my go-to, like, in these reviews. But, yeah, so we get into the house. Everybody's getting into the house. And the house is nice. It's really, really nice. It's a step up. There's more furniture in this house than the original one. Which, if you watch my Baddies ATL reviews, that's one thing I consistently harped on. They ain't have no furniture in their house. Like, you can tell they just rented that out just to film the shit. But like, put some furniture in there, make it look real. And this house did that. And first of all, what stood out to me was Khadijah. Khadijah is the girl in the trailer that I was like, she stood out to me. She is fire, beautiful, like beautiful. I would go for her if I was on a show with her. But she stood out to me. And then we got Rollie Pollie, and Rollie Pollie's talking about the house. Basically, she's saying the same thing that I just said. The house is bigger, the house is nicer. She like, y'all got a budget this year. Like, you stepping it up for me. I'm the queen. And then we got Sharice. Sharice is the one that also stood out to me. And she stood out to me because she just looked familiar. I swear I've seen her on Instagram. I don't know where I've seen her outside of that, but she looks very familiar. I don't know if she's linked to somebody that's been in the public eye, but I feel like she has been. She's very beautiful. But she stood out to me because she's in her own world. Like, she's walking in the house slow. Everybody else is running through, like, mingling with each other. But she's to herself, and she's just looking around the house. And she's saying the house is nice, and it's fit for me, and it's for a queen, and yada, yada, yada. You can tell she's coming into this house looking like, okay, well, I'm used to the finer things in life, and you better have that for me. So I found that interesting. So just looking at the trailer, you can tell you already see she gets into a lot of drama with the girls. And I feel like that kind of attitude might possibly rub a couple people off, especially people from the hood. Like, if you know people from the hood, you ain't gonna be able to be bougie in their face acting like that. Like, you can't be doing that. And that's where Yodela gonna get in her ass, and another of them girls, I think it was it might be Tokyo. I think it was Tokyo that was getting her ass, and maybe Dominique. But yeah, so then we end up going into the next room. And we got Danny, Diamond, and the redhead. I don't remember what the redhead's name is. I'll get her name eventually. But those three are in the room, and they call themselves the Big Titty Clique. So they in the Big Titty room. And they in there just talking to each other and whatnot. And then Diamond she thinks Danny is really beautiful. She likes Danny, but she ain't really feeling the redhead. And she thinks that the redhead is a man. Which I found interesting. I'm like, I don't know where you getting that. She don't look like a man, but you can tell she ain't really feeling her and ain't really vibing on her. So that's going to be interesting to look out for. Maybe they got some beef coming in the future. But then the redhead talks about Danny, and she's saying, like, Danny, whenever they were standing out there waiting on Chance to come, everybody else is sitting there looking around, waiting for Chance, and she apparently had no idea who Chance was and why she's here. Well, she knew why she was there, but she's just trying to figure out who is she there for, and she didn't know who Chance was. And Danny, the redhead is basically saying, like, I found that odd. Like, you gotta go. Like, if you ain't really here for this, and you ain't really here for Chance, like, what are you here for? You just here for TV time? And Danny is also familiar. I feel like I've seen her on Natalie Nunn's Instagram. But yeah, they ain't sitting there popping their nails off, too. That's another thing. Redhead was popping her nails off. Diamond was already talking about she got short nails for a reason, because they look like they're ready to scrap. And I'm ready for it. I want to see it. That's what I want to see. I want to see some good stuff. They're probably going to give everything that we were looking for in Baddies on this show. But let's continue. Yo, when I tell you this show, they are messy. Like, every scene is something. So the next scene we get, my favorite to look at, Khadijah, Stormy, and Dominique. Now this is a crew. Like, you got different energies. You got Khadijah, she's that sexy, kind of giving you like a mysterious vibe. She's just not saying too much, she's just observing them right now. Stormy is very, you can tell she's very to herself in a way, but will pipe and say what she got to say about herself, and if she got to defend herself, she will. And then you got Dominique. Dominique is the instigator. She's the one looking for the problem. So they get up in the room, and immediately they like, where you gonna be at? Like, basically asking where they gonna be at. Basically, she's saying, and I'm talking about Dominique. Dominique is basically saying, like, my room is upstairs, like, Chance is my room. So then Stormy and Khadijah are sitting there looking at each other and basically saying, like, okay, well, I'll go to my bed when I want to go to my bed. And that's what Khadijah was saying. Khadijah was basically sitting on her suitcase, and Stormy was sitting on the dresser while Dominique was sitting on the bed. So Dominique and Stormy start going back and forth. Basically, Dominique is coming for Stormy and is basically talking about her bird's nest, as Chance called her afro. And Stormy's not here for it. She's like, I felt like this would be a safe space for me to come on here in my blackness, basically with her afro and her curls, to be on here and be able to be herself and just not have to deal with anything and not be picked on for it. Which I agree, like, you should be able to just be yourself and wear your hair the way you want to wear it. And basically she was coming back at Dominique saying, like, I mean, you got a bird's nest under that wig that you got. Like, all y'all in here got wigs on, but y'all sitting here talking about my hair. Like, her hair is natural. You can see her natural hair. She, like, basically, at least I got the balls to show mine. And her hair is beautiful, first of all. It's nice and thick. But they going back and forth, and Khadijah's sitting there watching it, laughing like I would be doing. And basically Dominique was just coming hard for her, and Stormy ends up leaving and going downstairs. And then Khadijah and Dom started going at it. And Dominic started trying to come for Khadijah, and Khadijah got that energy. It's like, she's basically real sarcastic with it. Like, she's sitting there smiling in the girl's face, twerking in her face. And Dominique is basically saying, like, she feel like none of them girls is really here for him. And Khadijah's saying, like, she thinks that Dominique ain't there for him. And basically, she ain't worried about her. And she said, she said to Dominique, I ain't worried about a bitch with dry weave. So she got up on that bed and started twerking, and then Dominique starts twerking. Khadijah was putting her butt on, she kind of was twerking on Dominique, and Dominique was trying to get hypey, like, don't do that, like, I ain't with that shit, like, throw some hands if you really about it. And they both were just sitting there, just kind of toying with each other, not really doing too much, but I think that could be something in the future as well. It's a lot of different matchups that we could possibly have already. So far, we like 30 minutes in. We got Redhead and Diamond that could possibly bump. We got Redhead and Danny that could possibly bump. We got Dominique and Stormy, and we got Khadijah and Dominique that could bump. So we got a lot going on. Yo, every scene is something. So we can continue in the trend. We get Nadi, I think her name was Nadi or Nadia. We get Yodela, we get Tokyo and Rosie in a room. Not much was really happening there besides the fact that them girls got up in there. Yodela being the vet, she's looking around for every other room. The girls are kind of settled on that one room. Yodela ends up popping to open another door, and there's another room. So then they all start running in there, and basically they all trying to figure out whose stuff is in that room, because there's some stuff in that room as well. So they ended up going back downstairs. Apparently it was Tokyo's birthday too. So she's excited. She feels like she was having her own little moment, saying it's romantic for a Chance to move her in on her birthday, yada, yada, yada. A little funny moment. So then we get the next two rooms, which the first room is the mom and daughter duo. What was their names? The mom and daughter were... Shit, I can't even find it. Sonia and Miko. And then we get this skinny girl who Miko called 8 Mile. It's just those certain white people that you look at that give you 8 Mile. It's always, when somebody always calls one 8 Mile, it's very accurate. Like Theo from the challenge called Ashley 8 Mile, and this girl looked very much 8 Mile as well. But her and the woman with the baseball outfit on. So they in there, and the mama and the daughter end up kind of getting on the bed first, and then they start bickering with the skinny girl. the mama up in the skinny girl face, and then the daughter gets up in the skinny girl face, and the skinny girl going back and forth with both of them. And as they're fighting and going back and forth, and they're not fighting yet, but they're arguing. In the other room, we get Gabriella and her sister, Maria, I think they're twins, and Rollie Pollie. So they in this room, and those two sisters end up going to the bed. And apparently Rollie was over there trying to get to the bed as well. And apparently one of them, Gabriella, ends up pushing Rollie. Rollie's pissed off because she's like, she on her period. She don't even know if she got... She said she don't even know if her period... Like, if she's on her period, she don't know if she got blood stains or whatnot. She ain't even got no pants on. Like, she said she felt embarrassed, and it's two of them in there. So Rollie being Rollie, she ends up getting up in their face, and it's basically like, so what's up? What you trying to do? Like, you ain't here pushing me, yada, yada, yada. The sisters ain't backing down. So at one point, Rollie's in between both of them, and she coming at one of them, and the other one's behind. Sharice then walks in, and she looking like, what's going on? Like, what's up? Like, one of y'all got to get up out of here. Not even one of y'all. She's like, all y'all got to get up out of here, actually. And they all sitting there arguing, and they ain't paying her no attention at all. She basically like, so all four of us in this room? Yeah, girl. Like, you ain't going to be able to have your own room. And long story short, they end up fighting. So Rollie Pollie ends up going for Maria, I believe. This was the sister that she went for. Popping her in her face, and they over the bed, and then the other sister comes, and then now they jumping Rollie. Rollie's wig comes off, and Sharice is just sitting there looking like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they fighting and arguing right now? We just been here 5 minutes. So they doing that. Security's trying to figure out what's going on with them. Rollie Pollie ends up saying that they was fucking each other, fucking on another nigga, apparently. So that's something that I had to pause it, because I'm like, we got to get back to this in a minute. Let me just get this part out. But she started talking about spilling some tea, basically, saying that they was out here messing with the same dude and possibly messing with each other on some incest stuff. So we about to see. These bitches are funny, yo. So I don't think I wrote that down. So Rollie Pollie ends up elaborating. So apparently, as you know, if you know reality TV, you know whenever they move the cast out before they move in, they all stay in the same hotel the night before. So she says they moved into the night before. Apparently one of the girls there, it was their birthday, so Rollie takes the girl out to get breakfast for her birthday. And she says that Gabriella ends up pulling up with a dude. So basically she on the same shit that she was on last season, kind of airing people out for basically coming on here not being real. So Gabriella and Maria are going back and forth with Rollie. Sharice ends up getting involved as well. Sharice ends up handing Rollie her wig, and when she hands her the wig, Rollie and her just going back and forth and just talking shit. So at this point, it's now 3-on-1 versus Rollie. So they all in there just throwing stuff at each other and just screaming and acting a fool. And then in the other room, we got 8 Mile and the daughter. I don't even know what her name is. I'm not trying to remember right now. But they going back and forth. They're getting up each other's face. Both of them saying either one of them ain't going to do nothing. And at that moment, I knew neither one of them was going to do nothing. But they ended up chest bumping each other. And then they just start pushing each other. But that was it. That was the extent to their fight. No hands was really thrown. Mama gets involved. She tells him to cut it out, sit down, da-da-da. The daughter's basically telling 8 Mile to sit down on that doggy bed. Don't worry about me. Basically, she's saying she about to go get cute for Chance. She said she in here sweating already. And she really barely even got to see him. And they just sitting there laughing, and it got funny at that point because Mama was sitting there laughing with Baseball Woman. I'm gonna eventually get their names together, but it was funny. That moment was funny. And this whole scene is just funny. Like, this whole episode has been good because every single scene has had something of some type of drama and some element. So like I said, this season looks like it's gonna be something. So Rollie ends up getting pulled out because Chance and Micah finally get up there, and they got all the security up there. There's so many people in there. And they pull Rollie out. Rollie's talking about, so I beat that whole ass, I beat that bitch ass. Rollie is funny. Like, she was so funny. It's funny too because I like both Rollie and Yodela, and they was at each other's neck. So watching them go at it was funny to me because I really didn't have a dog in the fight because I really like both of them. So Rollie's funny, and I'm glad she's back just for the entertainment purposes because you know Chance ain't gonna pick her, but she's entertaining as hell. And she sits down with Chance. Chance is basically like, yeah, I'm hearing her out because she was saying the real last season, so I'm really gonna listen to what she got to say this time. And she ends up telling him about the situation where she took that girl out for breakfast, and then one of the sisters had the dudes and the niggas out there. And she said they was basically back there with them niggas, and she basically asked the dude's like, what's up? Did you have fun? Blah, blah, blah. Just trying to just like chop it up with him. And she tells Chance that. Chance is like, you got some footage? Like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, I got the footage on my phone, but I threw that shit at the bitches, so somebody go get my phone. So she basically is just telling security to go get her phone. So as they doing that, Micah's upstairs talking to the girls, and the two sisters is basically sitting there saying like they was fighting over the bed. And Sharice's like, y'all sitting here fighting over a bed? Like, that's really what y'all doing? And Mike is basically trying to figure out, like, why did the fight happen? There's got to be more to it. Basically, he's trying to get more out of him, but the two sisters did not say why. And then they eventually end up saying, like, she's saying that we was fucking in the same room, aka having sex with two dudes, or have each one of them having sex with a dude in the same room. So he's basically saying, so, like, is there any truth to that? And they both swearing up and down, like, no, you ain't gonna see us in the footage. So now we got to see what's about to happen in terms of the footage. So we'll see if it happens. I know it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably gonna be a cliffhanger. So Rollie ends up pulling the footage, and the footage is basically all the footage she got is these two niggas outside of the hotel. She don't have the footage of the girls with them or them in the same vicinity with the girls. So Chance and Micah are not really believing it. So they go upstairs and tell the girls like, Rollie got the footage, but I ain't see y'all in it. So at this point y'all innocent, but I don't want y'all pulling no wool over my eyes. Because Rollie typically don't be out here fighting for no reason. So Rollie ends up coming upstairs and throwing some shit at him. So we about to watch this trailer, so we gonna see what else is about to happen. Rollie is funny.
The guy. She's talking about the tea businesses. I'm definitely here for him. But I'm gonna fuck you up first.
It's already starting fucked up. Maybe I did have a better batch on season 1.
Man, give me my respect as a woman because as a man, you will let nobody hit you in your face with no glass, bro.
Next!
That's disrespectful. Like, I didn't come here to disrespect it.
You gonna make sure you eat, but you don't make sure he eat.
He gonna eat this pussy. That's what he gonna eat.
Wait, she got a chicken bone in her head.
He gonna eat this.
I love Rollie Pollie, yo. She got some Cheetos and some chicken in it.
Pussy, that's what he gonna eat. Night.
We're gonna have to find a new batch of girls. I don't know, bro.
Oh my gosh. Damn, raw. This is it, y'all. This is it. I'm here. If y'all rocking with me, rock with me. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Turn the post notifications on. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We slowly but surely moving, but yeah, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about the show. I just sounded extra country saying that, but let me know what you think about the show, what y'all thought of the first episode, what girls y'all like so far, if you think Rollie was telling the truth or not, and most importantly, let me know if you want me to do like this, where I just recap it, or if you want me to watch the show. I'm going to watch the show, but you won't see the clips on here, because I'm not getting copyrighted, I'm not getting blocked for it. But yeah, we'll basically watch the show together. You can type in, talk to me, and I'll just read it out as we go. And we can just have an interaction and give like a little live recap. So we can do that as well. Just let me know what you're thinking. I just need y'all in them comments and talking to me. I ain't gonna just do it and then talk to myself. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Thumbs up this video, that helps me out. But I will talk to y'all next week because this was good. Peace.